Ole Miss really did a great job in the second half. I thought they beat us in some crucial areas statistically. They got 12 more opportunities for us at the rim shooting the basketball. So when you get 12 more shots and they shoot 50% in the second half, it's not easy to figure that out there, but that's 12 more points that they have a chance to score there. Then also the fact that they scored 44 points in the second half. Really didn't do a good job of following the game plan on Stephon Moody. He's obviously a tremendous shooter and a great scorer, but he's a guy coming off screening action. When you let him get his feet set going left, right, he's going to make most of those shots. We need him to go the other way and go right, left for his shots. And then the other thing is, like, when the ball went up on the rim in the second half, they just out-toughed us for some rebounds. We were plus 14 in the first half in the rebounding category. In the second half, they were plus 9. So that's a huge turnaround on the glass there.
Question?
How big was the loss of Raquez in that first half? You had to get a lot of minutes from your two freshmen.
Yeah, it was huge. I'm obviously not going to say that's the reason why we lost the ball game, because that's unfair to Ole Miss. But when you have your senior leader like that who's out, and a guy that's really good on ball screen action, defending screening action, he's a veteran, he knows how to play. But more importantly, when the ball goes up on the rim, he's a guy that can really go get it off the defensive glass. And we put Oliver Block and Falou Noe in situations scoring the basketball they're just not familiar with at that time. So I think we missed his rebounding. I think we missed his veteran leadership, but more importantly, a guy that can sweep and drive and make plays at the back end of that press and zone.
Do you know what happened to him? What was his injury?
I think he has a concussion, but you can't grade that out at this point in time.
Is there anything X's and O's to the rebounding, or is it just intensity and effort?
No, there's no X's and O's of rebounding. Go get it.
Rick, it seemed like this one almost played out like the one in Oxford. You're up early, and then one guy just goes off in the second half. Did you see that kind of as well?
I thought it was different. I thought Jarvis Summers did a great job in the second half at Ole Miss, getting penetration and making plays. And he got to the free throw line a lot. I thought Stephon Moody got most of his stuff off shots off of cutting action.
When you look at even the Georgia game with J.J. Frazier, are there three separate players that just kind of went off in different areas?
I don't think that has anything to do with it, in my opinion.
You got a quick turnaround now. How do you go ahead and get ready for Arkansas with just kind of one day to prepare?
Well, we got to look at what beat us here against Ole Miss, because at the end of the day, I thought it was the fact that we didn't rebound the basketball and we didn't file a scouting report with one particular player. So, we got to address that, but we also got to get ourselves mentally and physically prepared to play Arkansas with such a quick turnaround. We haven't had this turnaround yet, so we got to make sure we rest our bodies, but we also got to mentally get prepared to move on to Arkansas.
Gavin, I think, had 6 early points, finished with 13. What happened with his production? Was it something that Ole Miss was doing defensively, or was the team just not getting the ball to him in the post?
Well, I have to look at tape to be sure on that, but I think what happened was I thought that Ole Miss did a much better job of staying on the back line help right there. I thought they were really aggressive in the front line at the beginning of it, and then I thought they made an adjustment to be more back line help on there, so you don't get those opportunities for Gavin to finish at the rim. And I think the other thing that really hurt it too was the fact that you've got Falou and Oliver out there passing the ball to him rather than Raquez Johnson, who's more amped to make that pass.
Coach, how difficult is it to fall to your rival in a similar fashion? I know you kind of said it seemed like it was different, but the fact that you were up at halftime and you were not unable to hold the lead in the second half.
Well, it hurts. I mean, just the fact that we played so well and did some things in spurts, but it hurts just to lose. I don't know if it's anything losing to Ole Miss, but it hurts to lose any ball game when you're up like that.
How did you, up 13-0 in the first half on second chance points, how did you see that change in the second half?
They got more rebounds than us.
Coach, you talked about before this game that your team needed to learn to handle success, to hold leads like that. You feel like this team still has a ways to go to be able to know how to manage a game when it's up by double digits?
Well, I don't know if we have a ways to go. I think not having Raquez Johnson, the guy who's a senior that can help you do that, I think that plays a part in it. And I think the other thing that happens too is the fact that we had so many guys going in and out because of the injuries, cramping up, various injuries. So we got to be able to keep those guys in the game. Just even Chicken Sword not getting a chance to shoot those free throws there because he had to come out the game, I thought was a huge swing too.
One more question? Okay.
Craig has another big night for you. Just kind of talk about his steady production that he's giving you every time out.
Well, he's the player that we thought he could be. Obviously, that back surgery was a huge detriment to him and his advancement, because I thought he was going to be able to come in as a junior there and take that next step and be a good, really good basketball player for us, a guy that could challenge for an all-SEC type player. But then he had that back surgery. He just really wasn't the same. But now the fact that he's getting into a groove, he's a little bit more healthy, I think it makes a huge part. But he's a really good player. And the thing that stands out about him, he's just such a tough kid.